Meeting come to order. Dr. Verska.
Yes, good evening, board members and staff, committee members, and our students. I would like at this time to introduce Dr. Sarah McAndrew, who's going to bring our invocation, followed by our Pledge of Allegiances.
Thank you. Good evening. Lord, we are meeting today to conduct matters of business. Guide our hearts and our minds in the spirit of fairness, right thought, and speech. Impart your supreme wisdom upon our activities so that our affairs may reach a successful conclusion. Thank you for being our source of guidance today. Amen. Amen. Okay. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Dr. McAndrew.
Thank you. I was like,
We didn't really know.
leadership.
You sound a lot like Ida.
All right. Recognitions, boss.
Yes, sir. We have some really quality students of the month we'd like to introduce you to, and I'd like Dr. McAndrew to please make those announcements, and we'll recognize our students when we get to meet them here momentarily.
Thank you. It really is an honor. So during tonight's recognitions, we're going to be honoring an elementary student, a high school student, and perhaps a middle school student a little bit later. But what great students. So at our elementary school, we have Lynn Altavera. Medio Creek is proud to recognize this young man. He's a third grade student. He's an A honor roll student who's looked upon by his peers as a role model. He is a hardworking bilingual student who is fluent in both English and Spanish. He is a member of the Nepo Math Club and the Chess Club.
Congratulations.
Linnell
Right there.
enjoys competing, so much so that he placed first this year at Medio Creek Science Fair and third at the district level. And he also came in second in the Medio Creek Spelling Bee. Although he waited 6 weeks for Dreambox after completing his third grade math pathway on Think Through Math, he is currently working on he has completed the fourth grade pathway and has over 200 on grade level lessons. He is currently working on the fifth grade pathway. I know, amazing, having logged in over 60 hours, 20 of which are after school. His on grade level lesson pass rate is 99%. At present time, Linnell's interested in becoming a paleontologist. Whichever field he chooses to pursue. He's going to make Medio Creek Elementary and Southwest ISD very proud. Our high school student is just as outstanding and exciting. So Javier Godinez is February Student of the Month. Javier is an humble student, and he challenges himself to achieve things that some people may have told him he couldn't achieve. He has stated that it all started with a dream to change his ways from negative to positive. He currently serves as the senior class president. Javier is a certified welder, and he is one of Southwest High School's first group of Holt Cat intern students for the year. Javier feels truly blessed with all of these opportunities that Southwest High School has given him. His long-term goal in life is to be an entrepreneur in the welding industry, since that is where his heart is. He has participated in numerous activities which involve giving back to the kids of Southwest ISD, such as collecting and giving coloring books and crayons. He also collaborated with Sandra's Mexican Restaurant to give out journals and pencils on the first day of school this year. Here's what Javier hopes to do. He hopes to impact other students in Southwest, to follow in his footsteps, and to work to make a positive change. Javier.
take one group photo? We'll stand here, we'll be like you and brother.
He'll ask him to raise.
So we'd like to ask Javier, if you have any family members, and Leo, if you have any family members, would you please stand up so we can recognize your family? So I can tell you, if you didn't have a chance to hear Javier's speech at the Hope Cat Trust Conference, he did a phenomenal job and spoke on behalf of his students. We're very proud of him, in high school, and his principal, Mr. Block. He just did a great job representing everyone, and we're very proud of him, and we'll get to hear him again at graduation night, because he'll speak again. He said that. And Leo, follow his steps, you're going to do really good. Thank you both very much. Thank you for your time. That concludes our recognitions tonight, Mr. President.
Oh, that's all the.
All right, the next thing, board members, is the consent agenda. If you have any questions, now's the time.
I move that we.
Motion made and seconded to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. The next thing is citizens to be heard. Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, sir. We have Beverly Yankee and Selena Beverly, PSTA.
Hello, good evening. I am Beverly Body, Southwest TSTA president and a kindergarten teacher at Hidden Cove Elementary. I want to thank you for all you do for all students at Southwest ISD, because we are Southwest. Yay. Tonight, I would like to invite all of you to be a guest reader at one of our elementary schools on February the 28th to March the 2nd to read to a classroom. I will leave a sign-up sheet with Mona so that you can, well, I did already actually, so that you can choose the school, date, and time. Also, we have a gift for each one of you, and also for our audience members, to kick off the start of the event. Please join us by endorsing this program by being a guest reader. We will provide reading books for the day of your choice. March the 2nd is the anniversary of the birthday of Theodore Geisel. He's better known to most of us as Dr. Seuss, the author of The Cat in the Hat and many, many more wonderful student stories. His books have led generations of children to discover the joy of reading. On March the 2nd, to honor Dr. Seuss, the National Education Association, Texas State Teacher Association, and Southwest TSTA are sponsoring a celebration of reading. We call it the NEA's Read Across America. We would like you, President Frazier, and board trustees, Dr. Versta, senior staff, to join us on this special occasion. NEA's President Becky Pringle, TSTA President Noel Candelaria, and the TSTA Vice President Ovidia Molina will join us at that event. And we invite you to be part of our, to have breakfast with us that day. And we will start at 7:45 to have breakfast, and the event starts at 9 o'clock. Okay? And we look forward to seeing everybody. And the program starts at 9 o'clock. I said that already. Thank you. So, as Dr. Seuss says, this is quoting Dr. Seuss, the more you read, the more you know, the more you know, the more places you'll go. Please join us. We look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you. Good job.
All right, parents and students, the exciting part's over. It's going to be getting a little boring after this, so I'll give you an opportunity. If you want to slip out the back or something, well, we'll let you go now, and we'll hold it for a few minutes.
Leo.
Take him to dinner.
Congratulations, that's awesome.
Congratulations, Mom. Bye, sweetie. Oh, man.
I think I went to
Sylvester's the only good one. I was like, oh, I know. I got we need more kids.
Yeah.
You know, I got babies.
What you got there, sir? Oh, the seating thing?
Mine goes to Kathy.
Are we thinking you want blue or purple?
I normally go to Ari, but she's not around anymore.
All right, let's go on with the agenda. We move down to items of information, and then the first thing is construction.
Yes, sir. Rafael Bedoya is here with Kruger Architects to give and Cole Hensley with Joris for the Legacy High School site package.
You guys been working over there for a long time.
We're almost there, almost finished.
Good evening, everybody. Again, I'm Rafael Bedoya with Pfluger Architects. I'm Cole Hensley, the Assistant Project Manager for Joris. The sad news we have today for you is that we're out of drone video. So that was the main attraction that we've had for you for the last almost 2 years or 2.5 years. So tonight, the only thing we get is my lovely voice. So hopefully you'll pass the test today.
Good.
It's a quick report that we have for you today because we are on pay apps 24 and 25. So that means almost 2.5 years since we started the project. You can see from the report on both the site and the high school, we're at 99% complete. So we're pretty much dotting the i's and crossing the t's. We have a lot of minor items that we're addressing on the field. We've already done our substantial completion walks. We've already done one round of them. Now we're doing the re-walks. We're basically coming back area by area, making sure that everything has been addressed. We've already walked areas A through D, and everything looked very good. We're going to be walking tomorrow's J and K, and then coming around to doing some of the other areas. We're kind of working our way out of the building, so the area E, which is the administration, will be the last one to do. On the exterior part, most of the exterior has already been done. Most of the parking lots that now have been completed. The parking lot that was missing last time I presented to you was the one at the athletics. That's already been completed, that's already been striped, and it's looking done. The final work that they're doing now is at the press box. There's some work that they're doing tying up the elevator, some masonry just to tie it in with the final metal panels, closing it up, and that should be done here in the next couple of weeks. They've already done the striping at the athletic track, and they're doing the finishes out at the press box themselves upstairs. So we're just a few weeks away from closing that up. Like I said, the last board meeting, you all approved a change order. That's been incorporated. We're doing the paperwork to get all that processed with Joris and get them out there and doing those final items. It's a quick report today. On the back, I included some of the photographs from the interior of the high school that are some of the finished areas. Just awaiting furniture here in the next few months that'll be brought in by the district.
Gosh, we're gonna miss you guys. Like it.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get to start the next one fairly soon, so you'll still see my face here.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good job, Cole.
You did a great job, Cole.
They did good.
I'm going to go ahead and give the report for the technology building renovation. That work is ongoing. The slab is down, metal building is up, the roof is on, exterior sheathing is on of the new portion. The walls are being framed on the inside and topped out with sheetrock on the inside, although the roughing is starting to take place. Storm drain and everything is in. The final connection to the storm drain, there was a small issue there with an area that had collapsed prior to them connecting to it that we're dealing with right now. Nothing major. The renovation inside the building is ongoing in the restrooms. Hopefully we'll have all that up and running. The switch over of power and knocking down the wall in the actual server room will be taking place during spring break. So there will be some downtime with our system, only because we cannot have it up and running while we're doing that power switch over. So the plan is to start on a Saturday morning and work as fast as we can to get it back up and running, so everything's back up and going as early as we can into spring break as possible. So
What are the projections on days there?
they're projecting, they're saying 4, so I'm gonna say 6. I'm thinking by Thursday we should have it up and running again, is the plan. It'll take, now, Joe, you can tell me, it takes an entire day to bring everything back up. So even when they get the power back on Thursday, it'll still take us that whole day to get everything back up and running, because it takes that long to get all the programs and everything going. So that's the only major hurdle we have right now in that project, and we know that going into it. We were gonna try and do it on one of the longer breaks that we could, so it would not affect the students. It will affect the district staff a little bit, but only those that are here during spring break. So, other than that, I don't know if y'all have any other questions on that project. That's all we have as far as construction goes.
Okay, thanks, Thomas. All right, monthly tax office report.
Yes, sir. We are little less than, not less, over 1.5%. So we're back over collection. So
All right, financial report, investments, gifts, enrollment, purchases over 50,000. Any questions? Calendar of events, it's getting to be that time of year where it's starting to be something all the time. Any questions on that? Superintendent's report, you think all of that we do after executive session? Moving down to human resources, the calendar for next year.
Good evening, everyone. I made one typo mistake on the board background, so I'm gonna hand out a new one on my mistake. But every year we come up with some options, and we put it out to vote. We took the senior staff, then we took 2 options out for everyone to vote. 650 people voted, which is over 1/3 of our employees voted, and they voted for calendar B. I don't know if you've had the opportunity to see both calendars. There's option A and option B. The biggest difference is the day that teachers start, and also the winter break, Christmas break, because Christmas falls on a Monday. It kind of throws our break off. And most teachers elected, or majority of people selected B because it does give them more days off and more weekends off on that break. The end date's about the same on both. It's a day off. But as you can see, we have the minute requirements. The state requires 75,600 minutes. And on our calendar, one option has 78,896 minutes because it's 176, and the other one's 175, which includes 78,510 minutes. So
Down to the minute.
down to the minute, sir. So we're bringing this in, DIT voted unanimously, and majority of our staff is voting for option B, so we're bringing it to you to take action to approve calendar B for our calendar for next school year.
Questions? Anybody? Need a motion now.
I move.
A second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. All right, the appraisers for 2016, 2017.
At the beginning of every year, we bring this list to you. The only difference in what we're bringing today is we had one retiree at Big Country, so we hired a new assistant principal. And also we have someone out on leave at the high school, so we brought someone else on board. So these 2 people are just now coming on board, and we're bringing them to you to approve as our appraisers with the T-test for the remainder of the 2016-17 school year.
Questions?
I move.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, the next thing is business and financing and E-rate 20.
correct. Joel Martinez is going to come up, and I just want to tell the board, last month, the board approved for us to begin the connections and network for Legacy High School. We took out portions of that to go ahead and get started on that building, and this is the rest of that project to, that what was E-rate, how would you say it?
that fit into the E-rate, what we'd get reimbursed for. And so this is the second part of that.
Right, so there were two requests for proposals. One was for all the wireless hardware, and one was for all the rest of the networking hardware.
So start with the
We start with the,
internal connections with Layer 3.
right, wireless hardware. So we sent out proposals, and we got one vendor that replied for this. We sent it out to 36 vendors. Layer 3 Communications was the only vendor. The price came out to $326,383. After E-rate, that comes out to $18,957 out of our pocket. So, the district staff is recommending that the board approve Layer 3 Communications as the awarded vendor for RFP 1617010 for E-rate 20 internal connections wireless hardware.
Questions? Need a motion?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. All right, B.
Thank you. The other one is for the hardware equipment, the switches. We had several vendors on this one. The lowest vendor came out to be for Computer Solutions. Their price was $89,471, of which our cost is going to be $13,420 after everything is said in that rate. So here's out pretty good. And it's all focused on legacy this year. So the district staff is recommending that the board approve Computer Solutions as the awarded vendor for RFP 1617-011 for E-rate 20 internal connections and networking hardware.
Anybody have questions?
I move. Second.
Again, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Thanks, Joe. All right, administrative procedures.
Yes, this is, the board approved in the past for the transportation department to go to a bus guard and put on the camera system and issue citations. And another board meeting, we had to approve who the hearing officer was and the review officer. And today, Mr. Bojo is going to go through the procedures that they came up with as the city that the board has to approve to actually, for the process of how you go through when you get a citation, how it's reviewed. So this is really just to go over the procedures that needs to be board approved. So when the system's, it's been implemented, but the board needs to approve the procedures.
Have we been issuing citations yet?
And I'll let I don't want to steal his thunder, so I'll let him give you that information.
I hadn't got mine yet.
Well, you've probably ducked the bullet there, sir. Again, we're asking the board to approve these administrative adjudication procedures. This is, bus guards' lawyers have talked to them and said, you need to outline all the procedures so that there's no gray areas, that a violator is properly receives his due process or her due process according to the City of San Antonio's ordinance. That's basically what this is. It tells who's going to do what. The hearing officer has to do what. He has to be not on basically making money off this kind of thing. The reviewing officer and so on establishes the procedures, things that could or couldn't happen. A vehicle passing a bus that stopped for some reason because maybe the bus drivers waved this guy past, or maybe they're carrying somebody that's, I'm taking my child to the hospital. My child is deathly ill, so I'm, hauling butt past that bus to get my kid to the hospital. So there's a process, and again, to allow the process to proceed without any hang-ups. That's essentially what this is about. And we have to support it and say, yes, we will, so that there's no comeback on us or the bus guard itself. What is happening out there right now is from the beginning of December to mid-February, we have captured 198 people passing our buses.
Wow. That would change a whole bunch of times.
So there's 198 and 100, and again, the process is such that this is raw data. 198 have passed, but of those 198, 182 were deemed to be appropriate, and these guys have received citations. I've already gotten phone calls from people saying, they're starting to sweat passing our buses. In fact, they're calling me up saying, well, I made a right turn in front over here and the bus was over here. Am I going to get a ticket? So they're asking me. But the point being is that, if we're looking at potentially 20% of $300 fines at $54,000, and who's counting money, but, we stand to see right now about 10 grand from this. But the point being, the money, it's interdiction of these people passing our buses is the big thing, is what this is really all about. They also have, they're still in working some of the reports, but they're going to send us a scatter plot on where the primary interdictions are happening, so we can see the hot spots and forewarn our drivers, forewarn the kids that are on the bus, really be careful in these areas. But the process, it's been a long time in coming. There have been several steps as they've, realized each of the things that has had to occur. And so now we feel it's up and running. Clearly, evidence is there that it is happening to the best interest of our kids. And we need to take this final step to make sure that there's no legal hangups on these guys getting their tickets.
Sounds good.
Yes, sir. It's all them, sir. It's all the bus guard people that are handling that. It's a civil thing. I don't want to get too much into it, but basically it's not like the police are going to come knocking down your door. There's nothing that's saying there's any kind of attachment to the guy's license or anything like that. You're really, in many cases, scaring the crap out of people to make sure that they don't do it.
Scaring them.
Well, in some cases, that's very good.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Frazier understands that language.
I think what David meant earlier, calling me, I think it means moving exceedingly fast.
I like the first definition. It was down to earth and everybody understood exactly what he was saying. Too many of these politicians, they don't do it, you can't understand what they're saying.
So the district would like for the board to recommend to the board to approve the procedures of the
You're shutting me up. Art.
adjudication procedures and stop our violations. No, sir, I'm trying to keep the board meeting moving.
All right, there's been a motion made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, on curriculum, the modified schedule of the state assessment test.
So the state in wisdom has every district every year submit a specific time when we have to take attendance. And so we do that every year. And in order to take attendance at a different time during testing times for kids that are not testing, we actually have to submit for a waiver. And so tonight, we're asking that the board approve the renewal of our TEA waiver request to allow the modification of schedules for non-testing students on state assessment testing days for attendance purposes.
Questions?
I move.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Opposed,
no. Motion carries. Sure like the discussion. We had more discussion on the one before. All right, do we have anything, any questions or anything before we go into executive session?
Reminder to the board and on behalf of Principal Black and Mr. Garcia, Cesar Garcia, for those students, our students who are in the Home Cat program, we're having a special luncheon day after tomorrow at 12 noon. We would love to have some board representation. I know some of you are attending Mazba, and completely understand that. But we'd like to have some representation there. The students are going to be able to present some of their experiences, what they're looking forward to. We're going to have a Home Cat designee also present further about the program to give the board some insight. And we'd like to ask our board to share some of what you think after hearing that with our student guests and our Home Cat friends. So day after tomorrow, also on March the 9th, at the request of Dr. Byron, we've been able to connect with a husband-wife son team who has a long-standing family connection in the area. They're descendants of Samuel McCullough, the Samuel McCullough Cemetery next door. They would like to come, we invited them to a special luncheon. They would like to bring with them some artifacts that they have, family legacy artifacts that I think we may be interested in replicating as far as creating our legacy trail at Legacy High School. And so we want to do it right, so we set a luncheon for March the 9th here in the boardroom, and we will host them. And they've also asked us to share with them some historical aspects that we may have in reference to Sam McCullough or other historical significance of our area.
We'll get information, email, and so forth on this.
Yes, sir.
Where is the whole luncheon?
The CDC, the Professional Development Center.
We have any other one more things? All right, let me read all these numbers, sure a bunch of them. Go into executive session in 551.001-551.146, and we could go right on down and read about 6 more, but I'm not going to do it. It is 7:36.
You trying to get off full time or what?
And we will go back into the superintendent, and I'll turn it over to Keith.
Okay, first of all, I move that we approve the superintendent's recommendation on personnel.
I second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Everything carried.
The
Ran
second,
out of,
I pledge allegiance.
all right, next, sir.
the next motion is I move that the board propose the mid-contract termination of the term contract of Rosemary Diaz, and further move to authorize the superintendent to provide written notice to Mrs. Diaz of this board action as required by law.
I second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. One more time, Dr. Barham.
The third one is I move that the board adopt the resolution approving the purchase of approximately 3.057 acres of land located at the southeast corner of West Loop 1604 and Dragon Lane from Mesa Development Group, LLC, for future school facilities.
Did I hear a second? Second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. A lot of big things right there.
I want to say that I thought the recognition went nice, and it really helped that I had this thing to look and see what it was that that person did. I found that very useful. Thank you.
Any other comments?
I would like to make an announcement. A lot of you know Mr. Carl Dickerson, Sky Harbor Elementary, who does these pretty phenomenal theater productions for elementary, well beyond. Well, there's this very prominent foundation called the Andrew Lloyd Webber Foundation, where they award certain amounts of money to schools throughout the nation. And so they give 5 national awards, and this year they gave 3 to 3 high schools, and they gave to 2 elementaries. And Sky Harbor was one of the receiving in the nation, the only one in Texas, the only school in Texas, but the only one of 2 elementaries throughout the nation. And they got the largest amount of $27,500 to go to their fine arts program in recognition of
Unbelievable.
what Mr. Dickerson does. And probably more important than that is, who's the God, I can't think of her name, Gloria Estefan. He actually attended some Broadway show where Gloria Estefan was commending the Sky Harbor students in their production, which the kids find more exciting than $27,000, I'm sure.
He goes to Broadway every year.
But yeah, there's a lot of things. He's a great man. Did I get all that right, Richard? Am I in the neighborhood?
Is he staying there at the elementary?
Oh, yes, we try to get him to go, but that's his home.
Yeah, because we tried to.
To give me the high school. Yeah.
All right.
And
he may be getting involved with the Fine Arts Academy.
awesome. Good. But what a great award. They get the highest amount of all of them, but that'll be the only school in Texas. It's really great recognition. We need to really do something nice to recognize, I think, Carl for his effort.
That kind of money, you could invite us to lunch.
Sure?
You could invite us to lunch for that kind of money.
Maybe he can put in for that. Going to verbalize to the board, I know I sent you a text. Please keep March 6th, the afternoon, open for a special kind of acknowledgement and recognition. I'm sworn to secrecy until we get to that date. I'll just ask you to block.
March 9th, right?
Yes.
Could she put both of those on the calendar?
Yes, I'm going to put them on your Google Calendar, sir.
Will that automatically appear? Right. Damn, hog heaven.
Annie, I'm still gonna
And-
need those phone calls to be reminding me of things.
And we had our cowboy breakfast this Monday. We had over 1,000 employees show up, probably about
That could have
1,200.
been there.
It was the best, well-attended, really great. I want to tell you, Miss Annie Britton put her touch on it like she does. It was a really great environment, a great opportunity. We had a lot of email compliments to the district and why people feel special because you guys allow us to do things like that and because Annie puts her touch on things that takes it to a whole nother level. So it was a really great event. And so thank Annie and Brandon's group for cooking everything and
Thank everybody that put it on. I apologize I couldn't be there.
okay, we saved you a taco, but we ate it.
I apologize because I forgot.
We're working on it.
I apologize, I was just busy, I didn't want to get up there.
All right, thank you. That's all we have for tonight.
What else we got? Anything? All right, we're adjourned at 7:42 and